Hello, compelling compassion circumstance basis, same day visa approval, 482 visa, yes. Whole idea about the you make compel, you presented a very compelling situation to the case officer and you you pass your compel to the case officer. So it become a case officer's issue. You make them to make a decision in the same day. It's today the topic is I want to talk about the try to connect the bit of the dots. What is the biggest shifting change has been made lately? 2024, the biggest, it's a kind of the combo. 30-70, have you heard about it? It's now about the skill sector becoming 70%. It's Australia, obviously, shaped by migrant and Department of Immigration. Not only that, the whole country, they want to have, at least about the anywhere in Australia, they want to see more of the skill versus over the family stream. It's simply about the, which means, what does it tell you? Okay, so it's in the department, let's say about the Jane, John, Smith, Adam, Rachel, Logan. Look, you have to move to now on, you have to work in the different department. Instead of working in the family stream, what is it, like contributory parents visa or like partner related, spousal visa. Now on, you have to start on business section. That's what's gonna happen. Instead of having a 2 years recent work experience, it was essential. It's a minimum requirement. But however, now we're talking about the 1 year for cervical as a full way too. This is a huge shift, which means about the onshore basis, the people who actually graduate for the school and then holding less than within 18 months. Normally, but the time wasn't good enough actually for the 18 months to fit the requirement for the 482. It's a very hard to even stretching in between. But now, once when it turns 12 months only, think about it. So many opportunities. Not only Department of Immigration point of view, it's overall the key point is a focus on the skilled people to more skilled sector. And same time, visa hopping. They stopped to do the visa hopping. Let's say student visa holder. It's the same. They're stretching more of the this restriction. Okay, they come up with the scrutiny as they call genuineness. You came here, you can't. You do the bachelor degree unless you convince you have a very strong reason. You can't go under, which means like vocational level. Let's say about you done something and suddenly about the. Look, Department of Immigration, they're not stupid. We all know. Everyone doesn't know about it. It's just a buying time. Extend the visa, just buying a just cheap budget, and while you're holding a student visa, you just work because you can make a lot more money. It's been infecting about the this local labor market, and it's quite now. We all know about the rent went up lately. I mean, like really crazy inflation, name it. Even like, look at it. It used to be about even like before COVID. $1, probably about the 90 cents, 80 cents. But now, $1.60, $1.70. Some places just this brand is the cheapest. It's one of the example. This is what it is. We have to point to somewhere. Otherwise, the people gonna mad. Like politicians, quite funny now these days. They do have a sense of humor. They call about the now hopping visa. So they stopped the hopping. So people just hopping it from one visa to the another. Like student visa hopping onto something else, visitor visa hopping on the student visa, keep stretching one after another. So now they say stop, no more hopping, kangaroo hopping. They picked this word. It's quite interesting. I don't know who picked it, but look, somebody have to get blamed it. So here we are, always Australia shaped by migrant, and guess what? This is what a great about the dynamic of the migration policy, and I'm trying to connect the dot between those that dot, this dot, and the recent shifting about some of the other areas, some changes, and put them together. We all want to find out what is the coming. Okay, so overall, can you see this shifting? they put a scrutiny on what is it, the hopping part, and suddenly about that they put a lot of heavyweight on the skill sector. It's it's more than ever now. I mean, it's been always a skill sector. Obviously, it's all about the migrant has to be skill and experience, obviously. But again, come back to the skill, yes. But again, it's a more and more. We got a lot of pressure. Okay, economy is not a grow as what we expected, or at least what the following America. So this is what they can do. At least about the people who actually came with the original purpose of the visa, which means simply about the student come along student visa. Then soon as the study finish, the country want you to leave. Country want the people to leave actually, because your studies are finished. They don't want you to stretching. It's a different story. I mean, when you extend the visa for another maybe student, or just you want to do the further study. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the buying time. Just buying time. Just you buying a visa technically. That's what I'm talking about. It's a hopping. So I just make sure, but I'm not really addressing this. What I'm just saying about it was I'm not addressing about the people who are actually genuine. But with the recent the recent policy, the changing, the direction, way of the policy trend, where I look at it is they're gonna more extra scrutinize. They're gonna come. You probably some of them saying about the look. I don't have those the visa you mentioned about the something crew. Like when you look at about the regulation closely, there is a number of them. Most of them is a super temporary. We talk about this really like the like temporary visa, like the short visiting turning into some other temporary visa. That's a mainly about the scrutiny. So you think that you're quite safe. Think twice. Okay, this is a policy trend, like which means, let's say you have a 482 or maybe other subclass, but think about it. You might think it's a safe, but think twice. Do you really think you're safe? You are safe. They're still gonna tackling under the genuine clause, like the genuineness, whether it's a position or genuine, because this is current policy background. Do you get it? It's a policy trend. This is where we're heading. All right. I don't know how long this thing's actually going for, but this is what I did. Recently, a lot of questions come in. We live in the very interesting, since actually COVID hit it, technology-wise, is everything has exponentially has been upgraded. Only even government sector as well, actually. You'll be surprised about this stage, about the data with how like the inside of the system, the what they have, like, all this latest AI technology with all those crowd bases, what they can see. You probably, I don't know whether you like Homeland, like, the America, like those, the movie is now Home Affairs doesn't have really Department of Home Affairs. I mean, it keep changing, but it used to be about the number of like Department of Immigration, and now it's a Department of Home Affairs. Home Affairs does have it owned a lot of department. It's a very powerful now in terms of the data scrutinized. Actually, it's just super. It's more powerful than ever. They can access all of them. Like, you'll be surprised, seriously. It used to be about the under the Privacy Act, the one to another, it doesn't really talk each other, but now it's totally game changer. You really have to spot on it, the detail, like, the documents, the what you actually producing it. Like, it's one of the tip that I'm giving you. Always looking at the freedom of information. Apple, why it's a key. It's like, because you're not only accessing about your previous document where you submitted, you can also access the file note. That is key. That's the gold. The case officers. What file note is actually on it. This year. And I want to talk about the next year, okay? I mean, we already know about what has been updated. You can just Google it, the policy change 2024. But let me tell you about where does this go? Like where are we heading? Where do we go for the 2025, 2026? Okay, it will be scrutiny will be harder. Like Melbourne, Sydney, it was one of the most demanding like city for the like decades, and it will continuously, obviously, more people wants to come to Australia. Internet speed exponentially, even getting faster. Can you believe about the still like we have an 8 billion population around the world, and still more than half, more than 50% still can't access the internet. But it's the spreading this accessibility rate is exponential. You'll be surprised. It's a lot more competition, a lot more demand. Okay, unless your skill set is well recognized or under the critical occupation list or TSS, might have a huge advantage. But any mediocre or mediocre mediocre is not really attractive. There are people coming, you might have to compete with those people. You have to think about it. Australia is one of the, and will be more demand, one of the the country most of the people wants to come from all around the world. So this requirement, they're gonna build them more. Do you remember just recent changes? Some of them, like the even English requirement has been updated. All those the student visa as well as the other temporary visa. Gee, man, why they come to Australia if their English is like I don't know how early course actually gonna work because at the entry bar is way too high. I mean, so this is one of the example, and also they put a lot of genuineness. Now we put all kind of the genuine statement, like start with all kind of the temporary visa, originally student visa. Actually, way before was the 457 is they put the clause for the genuineness, but now it's a 482. Fine. Student visa, GTE, genuine temporary entry. Those are statement. You have to explain about all your plan. I mean, are you serious? Think about even just back then, like 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Come on, 20 years ago. All you have to do is just put the hands up. And taxi driver from Greece, that's one of the reasons a lot of Greeks in the Melbourne, actually, it's the second biggest population living in Melbourne, beside of Greece. Can you believe? Start with the taxi driver. Can you believe there is a skilled migrant? A huge number actually came to Australia from Greece because of we have a skill shortage of, taxi driver. Yes, you hear me right. I'm talking too much about it. This is very much meaningless at this stage. Now, I mean, like originally I had some topic about some of the updating, but anyway, the purpose of this video, I will say about the where are we heading. It's a policy trend for the migration, but overall, I think I covered too much about it, and I know this might be not very I don't have many subscribers. I'm not really fancy about it. This is more likely actually, I just want to share about my thought about the policy trend and where this go. It just recently, in fact, actually, I wouldn't be able to edit this one. So please be generous and be kind. And if there's something you don't like, some of them, like, a lot of might be repeating. Just want to share the thought. Just want to share. Just want to share the thought. And what was your opinion? Where you at? I want to share the story. Okay, what do you think about the where are we heading? The Australia. Do you think the next year? Is it gonna be easier than this year in terms of the getting a permanent residency, or pathway of the applying for the permanent residency, GSM or business stream? What do you think? I want to hear about. I want to hear from you. Please share the video if someone might be interested, or just make some comment below. I want to hear from you. Please. Thank you.